Stone Age asbestos on this episode of Asbestos Rewind. Asbestos is a strong, fireproof rock that breaks up into tiny, fireproof fibers. One amazing thing about these fibers is that they can be mixed into other materials like plaster or cement to make them more durable and fireproof. One less amazing thing about those fibers is that they can cause major health problems, so a lot of asbestos has been banned. But the asbestos industry kept people in the dark about that for decades, so asbestos was a common building material during the 19th and 20th centuries. The thing is that humans have been using asbestos longer than that. A lot longer. We've done videos about the ancient Greeks and Romans using asbestos fibers in their oil lamps and cremation shrouds, but the first human use of asbestos is much earlier. The Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder, who was one of the first people to write about asbestos, was born in 23 or 24 AD, but the first known use of asbestos by humans occurred in 2000 BC. What we call the Stone Age, when metallurgy had yet to be invented and humans' tools were still made out of stone, is broadly divided into two periods. The Paleolithic Age, when humans were still nomadic, and the Neolithic Age, when humans had begun to settle and grow food and raise animals. The Paleolithic Age starts in about 14,000 BC and ends roughly 10,000 years later. At the time, humans weren't the only two-legged hominids walking around, there were 3 or 4 others. Now, we aren't sure exactly how they accomplished it, but only humans made it into the next era. In the late Neolithic period, stone tools became much more sophisticated. Most importantly, the development of pottery or ceramic, molding and baking earth materials into durable tools like bowls, jugs, pots, and even stamps. Making pots requires something called a temper. Now, not getting angry at somebody who's interrupting you. A temper refers to a powdery substance that mixes the earth together and prevents cracking. Many substances have been used as a temper: wood ash, charcoal, bone, even horse manure. But in Finland, 4,500 years ago, Stone Age humans used asbestos fibers as a temper in their earthenware, so much so that the entire area is often described as the asbestos wares culture. But while researchers have found thousands of shards of prehistoric pottery all over the world, without written records, we sometimes guess at who these people were and what they knew. And that's the issue with the Kiukainen culture of Finland and their asbestos ceramics. We know that asbestos was added to a lot of materials because it strengthened them and helped not only sustain heat, but keep their contents hot for longer. These are all reasons that asbestos would make a terrific temper for ceramics. Do we know that the Stone Age humans in Finland were using asbestos specifically because they knew it was a better temper material? Not exactly. Because asbestos could be found locally, it may just have been a convenient material for them to use. But there's also evidence that over the next centuries, asbestos wares became popular in a wider area beyond the source of the asbestos temper used in the clay. In fact, some believe the widespread nature of it suggests that asbestos pottery was traded and represented a connection of different Stone Age cultures, including some as far away as Russia. Do we know if they knew what asbestos was? Do we know if any Stone Age potters developed asbestos illnesses decades after using it in their trades? No, we don't. But it stands to reason that as humans became more sophisticated and able to raise animals and grow crops and create pottery, that those same sophisticated humans would start to realize that some products were superior to others and that asbestos did have some usage to keep materials warm and hot like we talked about. That would explain the prominence of the ceramic in so many places. Asbestos helped create the Industrial Revolution. Maybe it had its own minor revolution as a useful material in the Stone Age as well. A mysterious chapter in the amazing and sordid history of humans' use of asbestos. Thanks for watching this episode of Asbestos Rewind. Click like, subscribe to our channel, and check out more content on this miraculous and hazardous material. And if you have a question or idea for a future show, put it in the comments below. See you next time on Asbestos Rewind.